morning and welcome to Michigan Farm and Garden. I'm Jody Palanewsome and I'm your host. We have a great show lined up for you this morning. This morning we are getting you ready for Valentine's. We're going to talk about candies, we're going to talk about flowers, and we're going to talk about food. Folks, it's going to be a great show. Stay tuned. Good morning. And folks, I don't know about you, but I can't believe we're already getting ready for Valentine's. It's going to be here in just a few short days, and the show this morning is going to get you ready. So if you've wondered, what can I do? What's the great gift? We are going to give you wonderful ideas this morning and give you a chance to be all ready and all set and ahead of schedule when it comes to Valentine's. My first guest this morning is Heather Hanover. She is with Hanover's Mints, and we're going to talk with Heather a little bit about how the company got going. We're going to talk to them about using Michigan mint, because certainly Michigan mint is very high quality, a very special mint, a great product. We're going to talk to her about the different chocolates that they offer, because we all know when we think of Valentine's, we certainly think of chocolates. Very much part of the tradition and always a really good gift. Then the next item we're going to talk about this morning goes right with chocolates, and that's flowers. And I have Bridget Behe from Michigan State University, and we're going to talk to you about some flower options. And we're also going to talk to you about how to pick the perfect flowers and certainly how to care for those flowers. Then when we look at Valentine's, certainly another important component and something you can do that will really make your sweetie happy is food. We all like food, and we all really like very good food, unique food. It certainly says a lot when you take the time to actually make something for someone for the Valentine's holiday. So I have with me Deneen Vincent, and we're going to talk to you about the opportunities as far as giving food, and then she's going to join me for the recipe, and we are making a Valentine chocolate brownie mousse torte. Folks, it looks very, very delicious. And the recipe, you're going to be able to pull it together, and you're going to be able to make one for your sweetie for this Valentine's. It is going to be a wonderful show, so make sure you stay tuned, and we will be back with our first guest right after the Michigan Farm and Garden Fact of the Week.
It's time for the Michigan Farm and Garden Fact of the Week, brought to you by the Corn Marketing Program of Michigan.
Michigan mint. In Michigan's early years, mint was grown primarily on the dark, flat prairie soils of the southwestern Lower Peninsula. By the end of the Civil War, mint production in St. Joseph County had increased so much that Michigan rivaled national leader New York as the primary source of supply. Following the Civil War, mint cultivation spread from St. Joseph west into Cass and Berrien, then north into Van Buren, Allegan, and Kalamazoo counties. By the turn of the century, 90% of the world's supply of mint oil came from an area within a 90-mile radius of Kalamazoo. For more information about mint, go to geo.msu.edu/geo333mint.html.
Corn touches your life every day. With over 600 items in the store that contain corn, it's America's renewable resource. There are amazing new products made from corn, like comforters, clothes, corn stoves, dinnerware, and of course, ethanol.
Corn, America's renewable resource, powering industry, feeding America, and fueling the future.
Thanks to Michigan's corn farmers, the future is bright for innovative products made from corn. To learn more about how corn touches your life, visit our website.
And welcome back. We are back with Heather Hanover of Hanover's Mints. Heather, welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here, and I'm going to have you tell us a little bit about yourself. The importance of Michigan mint.
Okay, yeah. Well, we've been in business for close to 20 years now. We started out going to the Mint Festival and didn't see a lot of minty things there, so my husband was talking to someone he went through graduate school with and told him about the different farmers in the area that grow high-quality mint. Michigan is not one of the top producers of mint, but it's one of the highly sought-after types of mint because of its different unique flavors, the soils we have here. So we started out small, using different molds and different combinations of chocolate and mint, and we finally came across one that was a good seller. We tried it at the Mint Festival and had people sample it, and this is what we came up with. And first we did milk chocolate mint, and then we started doing dark chocolate mint and white chocolate mint. So that's where we went from there. We did different packages, and we sent it to stores and different places, and it started to take off.
Well, and I know you have some samples here to kind of show us the different products, and very nice. You know, we talk about it. We all mince chocolate's something I think we all really like.
Well, most people do. There's some people who are still sticklers for non-mint things, but it's, you know, it's refreshing after a meal. It's good for your breath, and it's also energizing. So mint's a good product for many things.
Well, and I want to make sure we get a chance to show when we look at product. And what have you guys found as far as you look at like the marketplace and folks really looking for things that are Michigan, and with your dyes, you even have the state of Michigan right on the chocolate itself.
Right. People really enjoy. They want to make sure when they get it that it is the mint with the state of Michigan on top for when they take it to different locations to visit relatives and for different events that they go to. We also, our mints are always in the same color all the time. You know that the teal is the milk chocolate, the purple is the dark chocolate, and the silver is the white chocolate. Except at Christmas time, we do them in Christmas colors too. But a lot of people, it's easy to take in your luggage and take to friends or relatives whenever you go someplace. So.
Well, and certainly too, you know, we look at this time of year, and folks are always thinking of, you know, chocolates, Valentine's. What are some things we can do? And I know through the show, people always want to look at what can we do Michigan and how can we support Michigan.
Right. And I think it's a good size too. I was telling someone before that it's a different amount of chocolate. You can have one a day, and it's not going to be too bad. It's not going to ruin your diet for this type of year. Most people are trying to watch their weight also, but if you have one mint, that's not that many calories. So.
And always good. And when you guys have looked at mint, I know you guys have also looked at some of the other good things that we do in Michigan, and you've added some new products.
Right. Well, not everybody likes mint, so, and we wanted to stick with things that are specific to Michigan. So cherries, Michigan cherries are a big thing. And we get cherry juice concentrate from local cherry growers, and we put that in with the dark chocolate and the milk chocolate, and those have become big sellers too.
Well, and certainly I know we all like that cherry mix with chocolate. Cherries and chocolate, that's
right.
A pretty good mix
right.
as well.
And there's no chunks of cherry in it. People wonder about that. It's just the liquid, and it's cherry flavored, so it's easy to melt in your mouth also, just like the mints are.
Well, and certainly when you look at opportunities in the marketplace, you know, you guys have evolved some new products. What are some of the other things you're doing, and what kinds of things you guys see for the future?
Well, a lot of things. We have a flexibility with our machinery and different things we do to put people's own logos on the mints. What we do is people will send in their logo in a black and white, and our machines can only handle a circular mint. But if it's a logo that stands out well on that size shape, we put that on the top, and they use it for their customers, for trade shows, for Christmas gifts, and they can put their own spin on it with their own foil colors that match their company colors, and their own name on that. That makes a specific gift right from them and Michigan. So.
Well, and as you look to the future, what are some of the opportunities that you see?
Well, I think a lot of things we like to do is we try different packaging. We're trying to do new companies. We're also trying to think maybe is there another flavor? Not everybody likes cherry. Not everybody likes mint. Some people wanted just a chocolate with Michigan on it. We've thought about that also, but trying to think of another product that would be Michigan-based that's not cherries or mint, but I haven't come up with that yet. So,
well, and we have some diversity. We'll see what we can do to try to help you out. Well, and certainly too, I mean, as we look at opportunities, if folks are out there and say, boy, you know what, it's getting kind of close to Valentine's, I probably don't have time to special order, how can they get them, how can they find them?
It's a number of stores all throughout the state, and on our website you can also order them straight from the website, or on the website we gave a list of the stores that are right nearby you so that you can go and pick it up at your local supplier.
And if somebody has an event, let's say a wedding, a reception, that kind of thing, what are you looking at time-wise for like specialty made or you know, specialty stamped mints?
Right. If you want your own logo on the top, it takes a few weeks because they have to get the molds made, and then once we get the molds made, we have to then make the chocolate from that. A lot of people who are just doing a wedding and don't want to spend the extra money to get the actual mold made, you can just get them wrapped in your colors. And we do have a couple other things besides Michigan, like a heart and a leaf and some roses that people would rather have. But a lot of times if you have relatives coming from out of town, they like the Michigan on top. They just want them in the colors that match their wedding. And so they just need a couple weeks so that we can make sure we wrap them in those foils because they're not in stock.
Great. Well, Heather, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me, Jody.
So we'll get out there and get our mints.
Good.
Folks, certainly when we look this time of year, we're certainly thinking of candy. Great opportunity to be able to support Michigan business and also partake in some of the wonderful foods that we have here in the state. Check out that mint and certainly check out those cherries. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this message.
The Cherry Marketing Institute wants you to know about tart cherries. Cherry's red color comes from powerful antioxidants. Available year-round, it's easy to incorporate cherries into your daily diet. Visit choosecherries.com.
Michigan's 1,000 apple growers take pride in producing delicious apples from one generation to the next. From the Great Lakes come great flavors. Look for locally grown Michigan apples.
Have Jody speak at your next agricultural event. Go to jodylive.com.
And welcome back. We are back with Bridget Beakey of Michigan State. Bridget, welcome back again.
Thanks, Jody. It's great to be back.
It's good to have you here, and you always bring such fun props, too, I have to say.
I know. Flowers make everybody smile, don't they?
They really do. And especially Valentine's, it's time to step it up and be looking at flowers, I really think.
It is. You know, the rose is the American flower, and nothing says I love you like roses. But there are lots of choices, affordable choices for Valentine's Day. So whether it's a fresh cut flower or a flowering plant, you can find something fun for your sweetie this Valentine's Day.
Well, and I think that is so important because it is so easy, and it really does, you can't help it. It makes you smile, and they smell great.
It does. You know, there's research out of Harvard University that says that flowers boost your mood. They actually make people smile, and they help improve the healing process. So if you're getting over a cold or the flu, even a better reason to buy some fresh cut flowers.
There we go. I'm sold. I think we should all have our flowers. What do we want to look for when we head out there, and what are some of the different options?
Well, I have told you and your viewers before, use those produce buying skills. If it doesn't look like something that would be good in a salad, you probably don't want to buy it to put it on your kitchen table. You want to look for flowers that are full of water. We call that turgid, where you can kind of squeeze them at the base and they feel nice and full of water. The color is fully developed on them. Not that they're fully open. You want to buy them in the bud stage, but you want that bud open enough that it's going to continue to open. And then you kind of want to look down the stem, look at the leaves, look at the foliage, make sure there are no spots on there, because that could be a sign that they're getting a little bit older.
Well, and certainly we look at the roses, and a nice thing too, it's so easy to add some greenery and kind of give them a different look and just kind of fluff them up a little bit with not always something traditional that's just like the baby's breath.
It is. You know, I got some eucalyptus. I thought that would look really nice with this dozen roses, very traditional Valentine sentiment. And then I had a different kind of eucalyptus that I put in with just 9 carnations. So you don't have to go the full 12 roses. You could mix and match the roses and carnations, or you could simply have a beautiful of the carnations are quite fragrant. And I also brought some tulips because they're a very springtime cheery flower, and they do come in some nice Valentine colors.
Well, and I think that's important too. You know, we always think of the traditional, but there's so many different colors, even the roses, so much you could do. You know, you might not want to say I love you yet to somebody, but you can still do some roses and send some really nice thinking about you kind of messages.
Sure, there's a whole language of flowers, and you can look online, your viewers can look online to see what the symbolism is for the different colors of flowers, the different colors of roses, and the meanings that they have.
Well, because you want to know what you're saying when you send them. That's important too,
right.
Isn't it?
That's very important.
Well, and once we pick the flowers, do we need to worry about getting them home? How do we care for them? What do we do to give them the longest shelf life?
Right. Well, a couple things. If you're going to buy some flowers this Valentine's Day, make sure you buy them from a reputable florist. If they aren't in the full-time business of selling flowers year-round, the quality might not be as good as somebody that you have a relationship with, or a good certified Michigan florist is really the place to buy those fresh cut flowers. If you buy them yourself and bring them home, make sure that that blossom is covered, because the petal tissue is just as delicate as the tissue on your face, and it gets cold and freezes and it will brown very, very quickly. So you want to cover those before you take them outside. Then when you get them home, 3 easy steps. First step is draw a small pan of water and cut about an inch off the bottom of that stem. Use a sharp pair of scissors, or better yet, some pruners that you use just for fresh cut flowers. Second thing is, have a very clean vase. You want to rinse that out, make sure there's no residue in there. Third thing, use a measured amount of floral food. Most people I know just like to tear that package open, dump it in the vase. But if you take the time to read the directions and measure that, you're going to get much better success. And those flowers, the carnations, will last 2 weeks or so, and you'd probably get a week to 10 days from the roses doing that.
Well, and how often then should we change that water or change that food, or you know, if I put it in, measure it out, how do I know to watch that, and when do I know it's time to change it?
Well, I keep my measured floral food in an old pop container so that I can calculate it's either a pint or a liter. And then 3 to 5 days, you might notice, especially these vases are clear, so I can kind of tell after 3 or 4 days, it starts to get a little cloudy. Take the flowers out, put a fresh cut under water, rinse that vase out, and then put some fresh mixed floral food and water back into that vase. 3 or 4 times, and you should be good.
Well, and so easy, and too, I think the diversity of all the different flowers that you can get out there, it really is an easy way to say, hey, it's a special holiday, or even just to thank somebody for doing something for you.
It is. Thank you, a hostess gift, a birthday. You know, it's calorie-free. Just about everybody loves them. We love the scent, the fragrance, and they just brighten the mood.
Well, and Bridget, as we look ahead, certainly spring's going to be coming. What are some of the things? Should we start looking at our bulb catalog, some of that kind of stuff, to figure out maybe what we want to do for spring when that hits?
Oh, I love looking at the seed catalog this time of year. Sometimes it's a little bit of propaganda because they get us really, really excited with all the big flowers and vegetables and things that are in there. But certainly, yeah, think about that. It's a good time to start think about summer flowering bulbs because we can plant those in the spring. If you're going to get some transplants ready, you might go through the seed catalog and think about what longer term crops I might want to start inside, and then the shorter term ones either direct seed or buy those just prior to planting them in the garden. But it's a good time to look through those catalogs for sure.
I knew you were going to say that. And too, if you're starting to kind of think spring, which it hasn't been that tough of a winter, that's kind of nice. Mentally, I'm thinking that too. I'm tired of looking at my yucky flower beds.
Yeah,
so there we go.
I'm with you.
Well, Bridget, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Jody.
Folks, certainly get out there, get some flowers, be it for Valentine's or just to say thank you, or just to let someone know you're thinking about them. As Bridget told you, there's nothing like having flowers in the house or on your desk. It just certainly does lift your mood. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this message.
So the other day, this guy comes up to me and says, "You actually using that soy biodiesel stuff?" I say, "Yeah," and he says, "Why?" So I tell him my diesel engine works hard, and I expect my fuel to work just as hard. You know, with things like improved fuel lubricity and a higher cetane rating. And it doesn't hurt that it's U.S. grown. So then I ask him, "Why do you use regular diesel?" Nothing. I guess he just never really thought about it.
And welcome back. We are back with Janine Vincent of Lachey Gourmet. Janine, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Jody.
It's good to have you here. I'm going to have you tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. I'm the executive chef and owner of Lachey Gourmet Culinary Arts. We're a cooking school. We're located just north of Eaton Rapids. We teach about 125 classes a year. We're geared towards the home cook that's interested in coming in and maybe upgrading their repertoire or so forth a little bit. And learning some new skills and being able to come in, new recipes to share with their friends and family.
Well, and I think that's so cool. And I have to say, when we're thinking Valentine's, as a home cook, I get so sick of the same thing over and over and over. So as I went to your website and looked at stuff, I thought, how cool that you can actually get some skills, kind of learn a little bit more. And, how are you finding with people trying to just develop some of those skills?
Oh, it's fantastic. I swear I have the best customers in the world. I mean, it's fantastic, and everyone's in the kitchen, no matter their different levels of skills every class, but they're all there to learn what we're doing that night, and so it's phenomenal.
And are there certain areas you can specialize, like desserts or more main dishes, or how do folks decide where do I want to start?
Sometimes that's the hardest point, because with the amount of classes that we do offer, it's just ultimately finding something that's of interest, the recipes that look of interest to you, and then coming out, and everything is hands-on, so you can participate from the prep to the final plate presentation. Then you sit down, have a full meal of everything that you've made, and your recipe booklets to take home. So it's a great experience. It's a lot of fun, and you meet new people, and you can come on your own, or you can come with a guest. It's completely up to you.
Well, I like that, because my husband's actually more of a cook than me, so I'm thinking I can haul him around. So here you go. Well, and especially too, I think Valentine's, a lot of times folks find themselves in the kitchen who really don't spend that much time in the kitchen, because with Valentine's, you think food. It certainly can add some challenges.
Yes, very much so. And nothing says I love you than someone making a fantastic meal for you.
And you can help them out.
Absolutely, we can.
Well, and we're going to have you come back. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and have you show us how to make a Valentine chocolate brownie mousse torte.
That's right, a treat for your sweet. So
there we go. Folks, stay tuned. We will be back right after this message. Hi, I'm Jody. Corn is America's renewable resource. It can be used to fuel your vehicle and heat your home. Corn is grown in abundance in the state of Michigan, and it is a great alternative to foreign oil when it comes to heating your home. In fact, you can install a corn heater, furnace, or boiler in your own home. These work much the same as conventional furnaces, but they use Michigan-grown corn. By using corn to heat our homes, we're creating a more secure future for everyone. Select Michigan. It's good for you, the grower, and the economy. And welcome back. We are back again with Deneen Vincent of the Chez Gourmet. Deneen, welcome back. This is what I've been waiting for, all the food.
That's right, chocolate.
I'm going to turn over to you and have you walk us through what to do as a home baker to make an awesome dessert for Valentine's.
All right, yeah, this is really, really simple. You're going to start out using your favorite brownie mix and just bake that as per directions into whatever size pan. Mine's 8 by 8. So you can start out with that, and then you're going to start creating the mousse, which is going to be the filler. So for our mousse, what we start with is heavy whipping cream and some cocoa powder, some unsweetened cocoa powder, and you mix that up, and then you add some cream cheese, and you're going to end up with a mixture that looks about like this, about this consistency right here. All right, and then you're going to set that aside and reserve it while you make your next part of it, which is going to be this. And for this is heavy whipping cream. So we've used the heavy whipping cream again. We've whipped it to soft peaks, and then we've added a little powdered sugar for some sweetness there.
Well, and if folks haven't done that, it is so easy to whip your own whipping cream.
It's very, very easy.
And it's so good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's completely different than the stuff that you buy in the store. So
it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I just had to tell people that if you haven't done it, it's amazing. You have to do your own.
Yes, definitely. And if you're doing it on your own, you can either use an upright mixer with a whisk attachment, or if you are doing it by hand, it takes a little bit longer, but you want to use a balloon whisk, which is a little bit larger than like a French whisk, which is more for sauces. So the rounder, the more balloon shaped the top of the whisk is, the more that you're going to be able to aerate that heavy cream, and it'll go a little bit faster for you.
Awesome.
All right. So once you get these two components, you're going to combine those, and you're going to end up with this nice, light, chocolatey mousse. This is fantastic. All right. So on our plate here, we've got a couple brownies. I'm going to set those aside just for a moment, and we're going to start by decorating the bottom of our plate, which we're going to then add the brownies to. So let's get our chocolate sauce down. And you always have to do quality checks.
Oh, you do.
So
you do.
All right, so we're going to start here. We're going to make a nice little zigzag pattern across our plate. And all I'm using here is a squirt bottle that I filled with a chocolate sauce. And you can use your favorite chocolate sauce or make your own. Then we're going to start with topping it with a brownie. And then the mousse, you have a couple options. You could use a spoon, and you could dollop it on there. If you have a pastry bag, you're going to fit that with a star tip.
Okay.
You just want to roll that down and then fill that with that lovely creamy mousse. Thank you. Lovely creamy mousse that we've created. Just give that a nice stir.
It looks so fluffy. It looks wonderful.
Yeah, it just melts in your mouth. It's a really nice mousse recipe. All right, so we're just going to fill our pastry
Easy.
bags.
I think sometimes we think when stuff looks really fancy and really nice, it's super duper hard, but really this hasn't been. It's pretty easy.
It is. It's very straightforward. And at the end of the day, it's always about using the best, freshest quality ingredients that you can find. So a lot of times less is more. So quality ingredients is always the key. All right, so we're going to start by piping some rosettes on here. We're just going to follow the shape of our heart. All right. And then to add a little extra color and flavor, we're going to pop some raspberries on there.
Oh, and I think that's a nice thing too, because we don't always think, you know, in Michigan we have so much great fruit that a lot of times it's so easy to think of things and add fruit into recipes, but you just don't always stop and you just don't always think about, hey, how does fruit work with this? Because that, you know, fruit and chocolate is awesome.
Fruit and chocolate, absolutely. So I'm using raspberries today, but you could also use strawberries if you preferred, and blackberries. Blackberries and chocolate are delicious as well. So, all right. So we're going to do that, and what's going to happen now is our next part of our brownie. This is going to help create our tier. Is going to set on the top there, and then those raspberries are supporting that. So we're going to give the top a little bit of a drizzle with our chocolate sauce. Just add another bit of Chocolicious. All right, and then we're going to top it with big rosette of our mousse, and then we'll finish it off with a few more raspberries. We're going to add a few raspberries over on our side.
It looks gorgeous.
So, some nice fresh mint here. Add a little blast here. And then we'll get some smaller leaves up here. And there we go. I mean, how simple was that?
Very, very easy. And I like, too, the addition of the mint. I think a lot of times we just don't think of things like mint and how much that they can add to a dish.
You've got red and greens, complementary colors, so they work off of each other there. But then, you know, you've also got that nice breath freshener at the end, too. So it's
very
Valentine's
important.
Day.
That's right. There you go. Folks, if you want to try this recipe, as always, you can visit us online at MichiganFarmandGarden.com, or you can write to Michigan Farm and Garden Recipes, P.O. Box 461, Williamston, Michigan 48895. Again, Deneen, you made this look so easy.
Thank you.
And I would assume these are the kinds of recipes that you have when people come in for class.
Yeah, we have a variety. We have some that are going to be a little bit more, you know, time-consuming, but ultimately you want to have things that are good and that people are going to recreate, you know. And if you've got 24 ingredients in your list on your recipe, most people are going to, you know, it's automatically kind of a negative, you know. Time is of the essence, you know, and we don't have a lot of time these days in our busy schedule. So, you try to create recipes that minimal ingredients but excellent quality of ingredients.
Well, and if there's folks out there that say, you know, maybe I'll try and cook something, but I want to give a cooking class, where can people go to get more information and find out more about what you do and what the options are?
Yeah, they can go over to our website, LeChalgourmet.com, and they can pop over to the calendar, and you can jump on there and you can open it up and see all the different classes that we offer. And we've got registration buttons. They can register right online. If they've got somebody that you know, would like to give them a gift, we've got gift certificates as well.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you.
Oh, you're
Time
very
this
welcome.
went so fast. Thank you. Folks, have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great Valentine's, and we'll see you back here next week. Bye-bye.